Shola, most of our viewers voting in this poll say no, they shouldn't come back. But I'm wondering whether they're saying no, they shouldn't come back because they might not want to. They've had a wildly successful tour of their own. Do you think the royal family should welcome them back, and would they come?
Okay, first of all, I say hell to the no that they should come back under the fold of the royal family that has done nothing but help to, stoke the dog whistle racism, the undisguised sexism, and the misogynoir that has been pitted against Meghan Markle. The point here is they've always been part of the royal family. So to me, it is a moot point to ask whether or not they should come back into the fold. They're not unroyal simply because they're no longer senior working royals. But let's look at what they have achieved and what they've been achieving. Think about the fact that the group of vultures that, came around them, all these useless people, and the vultures, I do believe you're one of them.
I object to vultures.
Okay, you can defend yourself from that.
You will defend yourself, but let me finish. These vultures did nothing but to denigrate her, abuse her, reduce her to chattel, all in the name of defending the royal family from what? Everything that people can see about Harry and Meghan today is what they already had. The power to resonate with people, the power to invoke emotions that people can actually see themselves in them and transcend the boundaries that divide us. Even the Queen did not achieve this. So as far as I'm concerned,
so you don't think they would come back or should come back, but you do think the royal family would benefit from them being back?
I think most definitely, but the reality here, and there's a biblical saying that sums this up, the stone the builder rejected became the cornerstone. The cornerstone cannot revert back to the stone. That's an abomination. So everything needs to feed into the cornerstone. As far as I'm concerned, Harry and Meghan are looking like the cornerstone right now. So the royal family should be looking to say, can we come under your banner?
Oh, wow, Richard. Right, firstly, you're a vulture.
I think
that
Dr. Shola was slightly unkind in the sobriquet that she gave me. I'm glad that you withdraw it. The facts, however, are this is a serious issue, especially at a time when King Charles and also the Princess of Wales are both seriously ill. But the King is much better. Now, what we are looking at with the issue of whether Harry and Meghan, in a hypothetical sense, of course, assuming they wanted to, would come back, is something that is fundamental. That is the issue of trust. The royal family don't trust them. And the reason they don't trust them, well, they wanted a half in, half out. They said this. They demonetized their royal family and their connections there for gain, and then they trash it. And this is the problem. And this is perhaps the reason that, to everyone's surprise, by the way, that King Charles and Harry didn't meet last week. He went on when they met first after King's cancer diagnosis. He went on good.
Welcome to our channel, where we discuss all things royal and dive deep into the latest stories shaping the headlines. Today, we'll explore Drive, Shola Mos-Shogbamimu's unfiltered analysis of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's potential return to royal duties. Known for her sharp wit, unapologetic opinions, and advocacy for justice, Dr. Shola has long been a defender of the Sussexes. Her take on whether they should ever return to royal life is both thought-provoking and incredibly relevant to the ongoing discourse about the monarchy. This topic is generating plenty of debate, and for good reason. Harry and Meghan's decision to step back in 2020 marked a significant turning point for the British royal family. It sent shockwaves through the institution, the media, and public opinion worldwide. But the question remains, would they ever consider going back? And if so, what would that look like? To understand Drive, Shola's perspective, it's essential to revisit the events that led to Harry and Meghan's departure. In early 2020, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex announced their intention to step back from royal duties and pursue financial independence. Their reasons were clear. They wanted to escape relentless media harassment, protect their mental health, and carve out a life that aligned with their values. From the outside looking in, this decision seemed like a clean break. However, the reality was far more complex. Tensions with other royal family members, particularly Prince William and King Charles III, coupled with a tabloid media environment that frequently targeted Meghan, made the split acrimonious. Drive, Shola has consistently highlighted these dynamics, emphasizing how racism and misogyny were at the heart of much of the backlash Meghan faced. Drive, Shola Mos-Shogbamimu, a staunch advocate for equality and vocal critic of institutional racism, has been unwavering in her defense of the Sussexes. In her analysis of their potential return to royal life, she outlines several critical reasons why such a move could be counterproductive. 1. Preserving their autonomy. According to Dr. Shola, one of the most significant achievements of Harry and Meghan since their departure has been their ability to live life on their own terms. The couple has successfully established a life in California, pursuing projects that resonate with their values, such as mental health advocacy, philanthropy, and media production. Drive. Shola warns that returning to royal duties could undermine this autonomy, forcing them back into an institution that has historically prioritized tradition over individual agency. 2. A return to toxic media dynamics. Drive. Shola has repeatedly criticized the British media for its relentless and often racially charged attacks on Meghan. She argues that any return to royal life would inevitably place the couple back in the spotlight, reigniting the toxic relationship they worked so hard to escape. The media's obsession with pitting Meghan against Kate Middleton, coupled with its tendency to scrutinize Harry's every move, would likely overshadow any positive contributions they could make. 3. An institution resistant to change. The royal family, as Dr. Shola points out, is an institution steeped in tradition and resistant to meaningful change. While Harry and Meghan have pushed for progress, whether by advocating for mental health awareness or calling out systemic racism, the institution has often been slow to support these initiatives. Drive. Shola questions whether the royal family is genuinely ready to embrace the kind of transformative change Harry and Meghan represent. 4. The impact on their mental health. One of the primary reasons Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal life was to protect their mental health. Drive. Shola argues that returning to an environment that previously caused so much harm would be counterproductive. She believes their current lifestyle, which allows them to set boundaries and focus on their well-being, is far healthier than re-entering the rigid and often judgmental world of the monarchy. 5. A question of legacy. Finally, Dr. Shola raises an important point about legacy. Harry and Meghan have built a brand that transcends the monarchy. Through their Archwell Foundation, Netflix productions, and public speaking engagements, they've established themselves as global changemakers. Drive. Shola suggests that returning to royal duties could dilute this legacy, tethering them to an institution that often prioritizes optics over genuine impact. Drive. Shola's analysis also touches on the broader public perception of Harry and Meghan. While they have a loyal fan base that admires their authenticity and commitment to social causes, they also face intense criticism, particularly in the UK. Drive. Shola argues that much of this criticism is rooted in unconscious bias, with Meghan often bearing the brunt of the negativity. She believes that any decision to return to royal life would need to consider how it might be perceived by their supporters and detractors alike. One of the most contentious aspects of Harry and Meghan's potential return is the issue of reconciliation with the rest of the royal family. Drive. Shola acknowledges that repairing these relationships would be no small feat, given the hurt and mistrust that have accumulated over the years. However, she also emphasizes that reconciliation shouldn't come at the expense of Harry and Meghan's well-being or principles. Drive. Shola believes that any attempts to mend fences should be based on mutual respect and a willingness to acknowledge past mistakes, something she argues the royal family has been reluctant to do. In conclusion, Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu's unfiltered analysis offers a nuanced perspective on Harry and Meghan's potential return to royal duties. While she doesn't entirely rule out the possibility, she is clear that such a decision would come with significant challenges. From preserving their autonomy to avoiding toxic media dynamics, Dr. Shola outlines why staying the course may ultimately be the better option for the Sussexes. As this debate continues, one thing is certain: Harry and Meghan have redefined what it means to be royals in the modern age. Whether they choose to return or continue forging their path, their impact is undeniable. What do you think? Should Harry and Meghan consider returning to royal duties, or are they better off pursuing their independent ventures? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more in-depth discussions on the royal family and beyond.